Robert Haley stars as Charlie McMahon in a story called Hacked.
I mean, what do they want from me? Here I sit building databases for cases so old they're written in hieroglyph.
You'll get your break, Malcolm.
When? I mean, you're working interesting cases while I grow old and gray in this dusty, noisy, semi-abandoned excuse for a cop shop. Sorry, it's the allergies.
And the injustice.
And the injustice. What are you working on these days, anyway?
An investigation into the People's United Front.
Puff? They're a joke.
Not since 9/11. Nobody is. We like them for a series of bomb threats at City Hall.
Chasing Trotskyites. That's almost as dreary as working here.
Just to remind you, working down here has brought a few very interesting cases our way.
Right. And let's say a prayer that lightning will strike again, because those boys in computer crime are never going to take me under their wing.
Why not?
They see me making cases and they resent it.
Don't you think that's a little paranoid?
Not. They are terrified by my awesome programming prowess.
Yeah, right.
I'm not kidding. You know what I'm doing right now? Cracking the securest block on their Unix system.
You're hacking the department's system?
Hey, you can't steal your own car. What I'm doing is called security analysis.
For whom?
Oh, I've got to keep myself amused somehow. And their security system's got more holes than a block of Swiss cheese. Figure when I hand in my report...
What was that?
An alarm prototype. Security breach in the homicide database. S.I. McPhee's being hacked. As we speak.
What did they get?
It's going to take a lot of analysis. The good news is they copied the files but didn't delete them.
Copied to where?
That'll take a few days to figure out.
In the meantime, you've sealed up the leak, right?
No.
What?
If we plug the leak, we'll tip off whoever's doing this and probably lose the thread.
So we've got to keep letting them in.
Think of it as a sting operation.
I think I should call the guys in computer crime.
You could, but they'll play by the book and lose our hacker. If you let me handle it...
I'm phoning Charlie.
Charlie?
Yeah, Charlie.
Charlie doesn't know computers.
But he knows what happens when details of ongoing investigations get out, and he knows how to keep his mouth shut. What are you going to need, Malcolm?
To do it right, I'll have to rent some specialized monitoring gear and get some help with the results. I know a place I can get both, but it won't be cheap.
I can finance it through our furniture budget.
Computers aren't exactly furniture, are they?
If it sits on a desk, it's furniture. Hello, Charlie? We got work.
Toad in the hole?
It's modeled on a cyber commune in San Francisco called Toad Hall, seminal spot in the history of internet communications.
A cyber commune? I thought the point of the internet was that you didn't have to be in the same place at the same time.
You know how much it costs to set up a T1 line? Everybody lives together, pools the cost of high-speed servers, huge memory caches...
State-of-the-art electronic gizmos?
Which, with any luck, they're going to rent to me.
Look at this place.
This is the hub. There's a terminal in every room, including the can.
What's with the cables?
Internet hookups. Could have built them in, but they kind of like the chaos.
This gear must be worth a fortune.
$500,000 easy.
All this on commune fees?
Actually, at this point, the commune doesn't have to worry much about covering costs. They're running one of the most sophisticated computer security organizations in the country.
Who's the newbie, Malcolm?
Charlie McMahon. Charlie, Jerry.
Nice suit.
Yeah, they don't make them like that anymore.
This is Sal Brody.
Classic tailoring lasts a lifetime.
Charlie and I are working on something down at HQ. Very sensitive. I'm going to need some hardware and advice.
Glad to help, if the department can afford my fee.
How much?
Lots.
Charlie, this is all going to get kind of technical. Starting, but probably not ending, with the Sirenex. Maybe you'd like to check out the games room.
Good idea. In here.
Where do you see it, Charlie? Amazing, isn't it?
Terrifying.
Our new game development module. Grab a terminal. Take her for a test drive. Dylan, give this guy a
Enjoy yourself.
Yeah, right.
Hi, I'm Dylan.
Hi, Charlie. Is it always this noisy in here?
It doesn't have to be. Just a sec. I've been trying to emulate an arcade ambience in a home environment.
Why?
A full meal deal, right? Pump up the adrenaline level to 11.
If you say so.
So, you work with Malcolm?
Sorta.
A cop. Perfect. I've got this new game we're developing. Situational, very low-key, should be right up your alley.
Yeah? What's it called?
Gutter of Gore. Okay, so there's a serial killer on the loose. You're the FBI field agent assigned to the case. First thing you've got to do is assemble your team. You've got 20 options to choose from. The closer you get to the killer, the more operatives will be assigned. But for the moment, you get to pick 8. First option, Harry the Hound. Bionically engineered, has the full range of sensory powers commonly attributed to a bloodhound. Plus...
Bionically engineered?
Oh, sorry. We're in San Francisco. And it's 2075. You want the dog?
I used the Sirenex to check the system. There are 27 individual episodes where our hacker, who affects the handle Big Wiener, got in, set our Unix system as root, and had his way with us.
What's Big Wiener after?
Just leafing through case files like you'd go through magazines on a rack. I'm trying to trace him through the hacker news groups.
Hey, Malcolm. End of shift. Want to grab a beer? Charlie? What's up?
Nothing special. Just housekeeping, you know?
It's that hacker, isn't it?
Jolene, this is strictly a need-to-know operation.
McPhee was adamant. It's run silent, run deep. Ow! I've been flamed.
What?
Jolene, sorry, but we need some private time.
Fine. Used to be I was trusted around here.
You are such a third-grade lamer, you couldn't hack weed with a whacker.
Whacker.
So don't waste your time or mine. This exploit is invulnerable.
Shut the door on your way out, you pathetic troll.
Troll is a nice touch.
You chased the post?
Ah, yeah. Standard runaround. Lost the Big Wiener at an anarchist site in Amsterdam.
What I want to know is how he found Malcolm.
Me too. Hey, gang, we got a red ball.
Everybody in Option 5, we got a 3C situation.
3 C's?
Coffee, Coke, and chips. Until they find this guy, nobody sleeps.
What time is it?
5:30.
I haven't pulled an all-nighter in a while.
I told you to go home.
Ah, too interesting. And we got results.
Hey, boys. Give you a lift?
Hey, Jolene. Great.
So what are you doing at the Toad in the Hole?
You know them?
Yeah. Last year, their guru tried to hit me with a brick.
What?
A demo at the legislature. Her organization works with the People's United Front. You know that, Malcolm?
Not specifically, no.
Oh.
So, breakfast? Or shall we get right down to headquarters?
So, our associates established that BW, the Big Wiener, is using cell phones to hook into the net.
Can we trace the numbers?
Have done. Everyone is different.
Which means?
That BW is cloning phones.
Keep going.
You steal the ID code on a cell phone while it's transmitting. Then plug that code into the card on a stolen phone.
And then you keep changing codes, so the phone's impossible to trace.
Pretty slick.
Yeah, but there's another issue.
Which is?
The consulting firm we've been working with. Toad in the Hole.
Toad in the what?
Hole.
Let's just say their sympathies are, what's the word? Anti-disestablishmentarian?
They are professionals.
Toad in the Hole hosts the Puff website.
The who?
People's United Front. Last time I checked, running a web server was not a crime.
The People's United Front. We're investigating them for planting bomb scares.
Toad hosts about 200 websites, and if Puff was using her server to do something illegal, Jerry would dump them.
What makes you so sure? I mean, she's out there in the streets chucking rocks at cops.
She claims she was aiming at a window. Oh, what's the use? All those social activists devoted to saving the planet should be locked up, right?
You gave these clowns access to our computer system?
Half the banks in the country have Jerry Dodds on retainer. If they trust her, I think we're okay.
This is sensitive police information, and we've given access to a radical group?
Why would they be interested in homicide files? Look, Toad in the hole is not our problem. Our problem is how to trace the cell phone calls from the hacker. Without their help...
Forget it. They're out of the loop.
But I can't break this without them.
Doesn't matter. I should have gone to computer crime anyway. This was a mistake.
But...
You're off the case.
But...
You're off the case.
Fine. Thanks a lot, Jolene. A person's political disposition is not grounds for dismissal in the civil service, and that should apply to a consulting business like the Toads, too.
Point is, they aren't exactly a business. They're a lifestyle.
The point is, Jolene ratted me out, and now I'm in the doghouse. Plus, when I cut Jerry loose, she's going to take me off her guest list. Damn it, I can talk to those people. They're my friends. Unlike some other people I could mention.
Jolene was just
Will you go home, Charlie? Please?
You're better off out of it.
Maybe. But it ain't over till the fat lady sings.
Oh, for God's sake, police on horseback had just charged the marchers. Some of the trots started throwing things.
And you joined in?
You were there. This one thug on the riot squad, Club Sal, who's a total pacifist. Her head was split open and she was lying on the ground when they blasted pepper spray right into her eyes.
So you chucked a rock?
Yeah, and I wish I hit that SOB, but I'm so out of shape I missed.
And nearly hit me.
Either you're part of the problem or part of the solution.
That is so lame.
Okay, I lost it and I'm sorry. I was charged and paid the fine. Let's trash the trip down memory lane. What do you want?
It's about Malcolm. When I told the boss who was helping him with this investigation, all hell broke loose. He got dumped.
Because of me?
No, because of me. I was so hopped up when I saw him coming out of here. He told me to check your references, but instead I dragged him down to HQ, threw him into a blender, and hit slice and dice.
And since then?
I called a couple of Mounties I know work security.
Here in Toronto? They have any problems with the work I did for them?
They hate your politics, but they love the way you do your job.
Surprise. I'm a professional. So what do you want?
Well, Malcolm's off the case, officially, but I know he won't quit till he finds the wiener or gets himself fired. I don't want that to happen.
So you want me to stay on board? I'm not sure I can do that.
Why not?
Look, you know from talking to our mutual friends that I keep my private life and my business life firewalled. If it comes out I was helping some rogue cop hack the police mainframe...
That's out of the question, I know, but whoever is running this scam isn't doing it from a car. Odds are all the calls come from the same cell substation, right?
I copy. We have the cell phone numbers and the call times. If we backtrack from telephone company records, we can find the cell substation they were channeled through.
You must have connections with the telephone company.
Connections with the phone company? Excellent.
Yes? Humor?
Connections, phone company, that's funny.
Ouch. You two making any progress on the game?
Major, want to see?
Not right now.
No, she's busy.
Will you stop?
Sorry. So what's up? Anything we can help with, officer?
Not. This is private. Go play.
Okay, but if you need anything, give us a call.
So you want me to contact Ma Bell? Is there something else, Sal?
Yeah, do you have any Tylenol?
Headache?
Coming on, I think.
There's some on my dresser. Sal gets migraines ever since last year.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, no big deal. What really bugs me is the ringing in my ears.
Go, get out of here, scat. Okay, assuming I can pinpoint the substation, then what?
Once we know what part of town the calls come from, we can use radio scanners to track cell calls, right?
Right. If the wiener is still hacking into the police system, but that's a big if.
And that's where Malcolm comes in.
Hey, Kirk.
Charlie, what you drinking?
Glenfiddich, straight. Little water on the side. You were pretty hard on the kid today.
He'll get over it. Yeah, my fault. It was a lame-brain idea to put that mess on his shoulders.
What did the guys from Computer Crime do?
When they found out I hadn't blocked the leak, closed the back door, informed every department of the security breach. Now they're busily going over Malcolm's every move at half the speed. The chief is having kittens.
Why? What did Big Wiener get?
Nothing I can talk about specifically.
Leads? Suspects? Confidential informants?
For a start, that kind of stuff gets into the wrong hands, somebody could end up dead. And the worst of it is, there's nothing to sink your teeth into. Not like a real case.
But that's all it is. I mean, we get so intimidated by the technology. While everybody's racing around trying to track this guy over phone lines, we haven't even covered the basics.
Like?
Motive. What did the guy take and why?
Oh, these hackers, they're like kids who break into a summer cottage. They just do it to prove they can.
They call their hacks exploits, eh?
I mean, we know where the guy went. Not that there's any pattern.
Malcolm said the Big Wiener was leafing through case files like you'd go through magazines on a rack.
Me, I stop leafing through magazines when I find one I want to buy.
So? What's the last file this clown downloaded?
Well, we got a list. Listen, let's take another look. For Malcolm.
So it's the St. George substation. We have the scanning gear ready to go. All we need now is to see a little action on the system.
It's brilliant. The only problem is Computer Crime has blocked Big Wiener's back door.
How do you know?
I checked. While I still had access to the mainframe, I put in a little back door of my own. I've been monitoring incoming communications.
You think the Wiener will try and hack his way in again?
Given a little incentive, like flaming him on a favorite hackers news group. Yo, little Wiener, you're locked out for all time. Your pea-shooter brain ain't equipped to deal with my defenses. Turbo Cop 2. That should be lame enough.
Now what?
We wait for his or her ego to kick in. I monitor the mainframe. You and Jerry get ready to go. Big Wiener's about to become a very big loser.
So the last file the Wiener hacked concerned a wino beaten to death in an alley. Prime suspect is a drinking buddy who's dropped out of sight.
Not the kind of case should interest a computer genius. McPhee?
S.I. McPhee, the Wiener is inside the system again, right now.
What?
The good news, we know where he's sending from. I need a search warrant, fast.
For what address?
1247 Sussex Avenue.
You want a search warrant for 1247 Sussex?
That's toad in the hole.
Yeah, I'm right outside, with Jerry and Jolene.
This is ridiculous. I mean, it's my house, isn't it?
No, technically it's a rooming house, and a private room is a private domicile.
We can't go in until we've got the warrant.
Whoever it is, they're dead meat. All we've got is our credibility, and if...
We got the warrant, and... Who are you?
S.I. McPhee, this is Jerry Dodds.
Jerry Dodds?
Who'd you expect, Bill Gates?
Well, I didn't expect you and Jolene on the same side of the fence.
Hey, you've got to learn to think outside the box.
See, you have to triangulate the cell phone signal to find the location.
And that takes 2 radio detection units in 2 cars. I only had 1 of each.
I just happen to have another.
We just couldn't have cracked this without her.
The hacker's online again.
From inside toad in the hole?
Yeah, being on and off half a dozen times. Different phone number every time.
If you've got the warrant, all we got to do is go in and bust them.
Right. Can we get to it, please, before this jerk screws up something else?
Does the expression "eat my shorts" mean anything to you, Turbo Tubby?
'Cause you're nailed again.
The Toronto Police Department is within my grasp.
There is simply no way to stop the Big Wiener.
Now we're having fun.
Oh no, scratch the button.
Yeah. So, what next?
I don't know. I mean, even they know they've been hacked and they know we're using cell phones to do it. Maybe you should lay off for a while.
I can't. This is a matter of honor. Anyway, we're working for them. There's no way they're gonna suspect us.
Yeah, but that uniform that was in here, she made me nervous.
The uniform is Jolene Gray. She works in surveillance and she's investigating Puff.
You think she was asking about their website?
Odds are. Anyway, relax. We're gonna know the cops' plans as soon as they do. So, what do you think? Shall we see what they're up to down in Bunko?
What's bunko?
Fraud, I think.
Been there, done that. Let's check out the riot squad.
Again?
Turn that junk off.
Jerry.
Sorry, Jared. Thought you were out.
I was outside.
Helping us monitor your calls.
Is that legal?
You bet. Why'd you do it, Dylan?
Do what?
Break into the homicide database.
Who says I did?
I do.
We both do.
Well, then it's just a matter of opinion.
Oh, for God's sake, let me through. Kid, the hall's full of cops. You got, what, 6 cell phones there, and I just know most of them are hot. We got your computer, and we got a warrant.
In short, we got you.
We didn't do anything wrong. I mean, Malcolm told us...
Will you shut up?
What were you doing with our files?
What files? I don't have any of your files. I mean, you can check my computer if you want.
He's got a kill switch. Hard drive's blank by now.
Oh, man.
No, it's okay, Malcolm. I think the evidence we need is still going to be around.
I told you, my hard drive is wiped. And I did it right.
We thought you were going through files on our computer like they were magazines on a rack. That wasn't it. It was more like cribbing from the stacks at the Robarts Library, wasn't it?
He was doing research?
I'll bet if we looked at the program for that cop game, Gutter of Gore, we'd find a few of our cases in the plot line.
That's why he did it? To steal stories for a computer game?
I've been all over these kids to come up with scenarios for the game.
And since Malcolm told Dylan how pathetic police security systems were...
Man, I thought we were friends, and you pulled this?
Hey, I borrowed some files. I didn't mess anything up.
Don't give me that, Dylan. You're a thief.
No way. I mean, it's out there, isn't it? All I did was go and get it.
It wasn't out there. It was inside the police mainframe, which is supposed to be secure.
Except you're always bragging about hacking into it.
That's different. I'm a police officer.
Oh yeah, and that makes you real special, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Those stories are real live cases involving real live criminals. And it's our job to deal with them.
Yeah? Just like it's your job to smash my head in and pepper spray me and chuck me in a paddy wagon because I object to people living in cardboard boxes under the freeway?
Where in the hell did that come from?
Is that why you hacked our computers? Because you got roughed up at a demo?
It was a political action.
Yeah.
Political crap. It was theft, that's all. You stole ideas because you didn't have any of your own.
I needed stories, so I got some. If I'd taken them out of a book like McMahon says, you wouldn't call me a thief.
No, I'd call you a plagiarist. But it would mean the same thing.
But
just because you have the opportunity to cheat does not remove the obligation to behave ethically.
Right on.
Especially when it's so obviously wrong.
Yeah, well, that's the problem, isn't it? These days, nothing's all that obvious anymore.
Which is why it's nice to have peace officers around to remind you from time to time. Let's see. Theft, fraud, interfering with ongoing police investigations. I'm sure S.I. McPhee will come up with a few more charges before he's done.
You bet I will.
Hey, I already emailed you a list.
Misdemeanors?
That's right, a long list of misdemeanors. Just an innocent prank. No damage done, no financial gain for the perpetrators. They'll argue in court that they could have built the scenarios for their game out of newspaper articles as easily.
Nah, that would require some real imagination.
Unless the hack impacted on a real case, which it didn't.
So that's it? Case closed?
Case closed.
That sucks.
Big time.
Come on, Jolene. Let's drown our sorrows. Gary, bring us, like, a tray of draft over to the table, will ya? I'm buying.
Make that 2 trays.
Misdemeanors?
It's up to the prosecutor, right?
I don't buy it.
Okay. You know that Sal kid?
Yeah?
We got a call from CSIS. They want to keep her on the street.
CSIS? She works for them?
I didn't say that.
She got something else, didn't she? Something Malcolm missed.
I can't talk about it.
Why not?
It's one of those need-to-know situations. It's out of my hands, Charlie, thank God.
Great.
One good thing. Malcolm's going to get a leg up.
Yeah, he earned it. Come on. Let's go teach those kids a lesson in the fine art of pocket billiards.
You have been listening to Hacked, this week's episode of our series, The Old Guy by Paul LeDoux. Featured in the cast tonight, Robert Haley as Charlie McMahon, William Colgate as Kirk, Ryan Rogerson as Malcolm, and Karen Glave as Jolene. With them, you also heard Janet Findell as Jerry Dodds, Zachary Bennett as Dylan, and Robin Brule as Sal. The music was composed and conducted by Milan Kymlick. The recording engineer was Wayne Richards. Sound effects were by Matt Wilcott. Colleen Woods was the associate producer. Our coordinating producer is Barry Morgan. The program was produced and directed in Toronto by Bill Howell, the executive producer of The Mystery Project. To stay ahead of the action, visit our webpage at www.cbc.ca/Mystery Project. When you're there, click on the link to Arts Canada. That's the CBC's interactive site full of interesting features, including a special presentation of old guy stories and files. I'm Bob Boving, thanking you for listening and inviting your comments. See you next week.